We're back on Forza Motorsport in the Mercedes-AMG GT3. I really stay away from Mercedes. I don't know why. It's not a car I desire, a brand I desire, but I hopped in this car. It's newer to the Forza GT series on this game, and I love the way it sounds. I love the way it drives. I qualified at Lime Rock here in third place. And this guy using the Audi, which I don't know if that's still the meta car or if he's just a laser beam alien driver, but this guy was 2 seconds faster at Lime Rock than everybody else. So I don't know what kind of hacks he has or what kind of god tier tune he has on that car, but yeah, he's pretty damn quick. And so qualifying in third place. It felt pretty good. The car, I didn't even practice in this car. I literally hopped on. There was 5 minutes left in practice. I put on my soft tires, jumped straight into qualifying, and then got third place. Made a huge mistake there. I'm on the medium tires, and I rejoined just in time to block them on the apex, so they had no chance of passing me. The Porsche's right on my ass, so I'm going to get on the inside lane, forcing him to go on the outside. I don't want him to dive bomb me. I'm trying to actually battle for my position here. Very narrow line. I'm driving like utter crap. Garbage. Just all over the place. That apex was just... oh, it was awful. I'm embarrassed to even watch this as I commentate this, because I decided to do this race as no commentary. I seem to think I drive better when I have the microphone off and I'm not trying to force commentary while driving. I don't know how Jimmy Broadbent does it so well, but he's really good at driving and commentates, so kudos to that guy. But I noticed that if I don't commentate, I actually tend to drive better. Lap 2 was not the case. I was all over the place there, and I'm starting to really get my bearings here. Barely pull away from them just a little bit. Fourth gear as we enter this turn. I do miss the apex, have to let off the gas just a little bit and dump it into fifth, and this thing pulls nicely in the straight, but this thing feels really, really good around the turns. The tune I am using is by TPR Lee C, which I believe is old school badass Lee Campbell, and really good tuner and painter in the Forza community. We're going to skip ahead to lap 8 because literally nothing happened. I maintained my position the entire time. I got a 1.2 second penalty through the chicane. I accidentally went through there with a couple tires, one tire too many off, and got that penalty, but I was able to pull away enough to get second place. Old school Forza, drift across the start-finish line, and we go to Maple Valley. Didn't qualify too well here. Qualified in 9th place. There's a lot of glitching. There's a lot of people skipping all over the place. I'm into the side of the Ford GT after the Corvette pushed me into him, and I get a penalty for that. The Viper behind me getting really pushy. You'll see more of him later because, yeah, the Ford taking that apex terribly and gets hit from behind, so I'm able to get away from that pack of people there. And I really do like the fast-flowing nature of this track. It's probably the best fantasy track that Forza has ever made. I do miss Rio, though. As much as I heard a lot of people didn't like Rio, I actually really liked Rio. It provided some really solid street racing. So this Corvette had a bad line, and then we'll take another bad line as they go extremely too deep in the apex there. I'm up into 10th place. We have a huge pack of cars just in front of us here. And the Viper takes this turn quite slow, and I'm going to be without mercy here and just keep driving, no penalty. If I was to get a penalty, then so be it. But you'll see that Scopey Boy does not like what happened just then, so... Instead of being honorable, I guess, he decides to take me out. He hit me 3 times within 2 turns there. So, whatever, yeah. He did not like the way I handled that turn. And then this re-entry is going to be the worst re-entry in the world, as I realized way too late that I am at the actual apex of the turn and not the outside of the turn. So that was a huge mistake on my behalf. And this Corvette comes out of nowhere, bouncing off the walls, bouncing off the Porsche. And I am back into 16th place, so not very good start as we finish lap 1. Going into lap 2, around the long roundabout, Corvettes everywhere. And then we're going to come across this Audi boy. I am immaculate, yes. Going to take that turn quite bad, but get in my way. And you'll see that a lot. You'll see that a lot where somebody will just take a turn terribly, and I end up having a mistake as a result. And it's one of those things where that turn, if I couldn't turn any sharper and I couldn't take the exit any wider, or else I'd just go off into the grass. So this turn right here is the trickiest turn for me, besides that uphill right-hander that's coming up. I never know how fast to take that turn. I try to, sometimes in the Forza GT cars, I'll either keep it in 4th gear and maintain decent speed, or I'll drop it down in 3rd gear and accelerate hard out. Sometimes you'll spin your tires. So I'm going to go on the inside of the Audi here. And he has a terrible line. Brakes on the apex. And again, I'm going to be without mercy, because I don't know why they're going so slow on that goddamn turn. But, yeah, so we jump up into lap 3, exactly the same spot, and here we have another instance where you'll see an accident happen back in the 14th, and, oh, way too wide. Oh, you hear the glass shattering as he goes into the tire barrier. Jump up into lap 4, we're going up into the, what is that, an Acura? Yeah, we got an Acura, almost hit the wall that faded away there, because this track has a hard time rendering on the PC. I don't know if it's my GPU or if it's just not optimized for PC, but this track glitches a lot for me. So it caught up to the pack that pushed me aside, including that Dodge Viper there. So I'm hoping that the Dodge Viper, honestly, I'm hoping the Dodge Viper gets pushed wide and I can just drive past him, which almost happens, but I have to back off because the Acura was, again, in my racing line. And try to be really careful here, because I'm not entirely sure if Scopey Boy here remembers me or not. Just barely getting around him, and I'm going to back out just a little bit. Nope, side by side. I was going to back out, but risky going side by side with him. Luckily, however, I don't know if it's his tire wear or what, but he just goes off into the grass, and I'm able to get around him with relative ease up into 12th place. So this has been a pretty good battle for middle of the pack. Alright, so we are on the final lap. Gonna try to catch up to the Acura. This long right-hander, I feel so comfortable on this long right-hander. You can see the countryside. I don't even know where Maple Valley is supposed to be. Probably a Canadian track. Acura goes wide, has to hit the brake, or else he's going to go into the beach. And I go up into 11th place. And then literally nothing happens after that. So at the end of the race, finished in 11th place, but it was a pretty exciting and exhilarating race. So I wanted to showcase that. Thank you so much for watching. The Mercedes-AMG GT3 is a solid car. Have a good day. Bye-bye.